is our minister, Eli Poole, Reverend Eli Poole. I'm opening our service today with their chalice words. Eli wrote this for us today. We light this chalice at the edge of a new beginning, in the light of spirit, in the warmth of welcome, the spark of justice, the flame of community. May it remind us that no road is made alone. The path is woven from stories shared, from courage offered, and from love alive with all of us. Come, beloved community, let us build the way together, and let this light just lit guide us forward. And you will hear much more about Reverend Poole later. At this time, however, we are collecting food for fish. And your support in money or food for the fish pantry is a joint effort of many Roseburg churches that we have been a part of for many, many, many years. We do this with compassion for those in need and those who are hungry or ill and those without shelter. Our church offer to you is later in the service. Thank you. Your gifts will help others. At this point in our service, we have what we call a circle of life, where our congregants are invited to share a joy or concern in their lives at this point in time. We do ask that you be brief. If you choose to share out loud and light a candle, we ask that you say your name. And if you choose to be silent and light a candle, that's fine. Please start, if you would, on this side of the sanctuary. And now, as you know, we are supported by the voluntary contributions of all who come, and we'll have some baskets that are coming around. We want you to know that your generosity and financial support is what fuels this community and its mission, and it keeps that flame of justice and community and love burning brightly. So what is given now is gratefully appreciated, and baskets are coming. The gifts we receive, know that we are truly grateful, and we're committed to using these gifts to make lives. We have a song now from You I Receive. Jake?
We are building a new way.
Sing, Jake. Preview of what's to come.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you. And now we have a song for all of us, so please stand as you are able and join in building a new way, which is exactly what we are doing.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. Feeling stronger every day. We are building Peace and freedom is our cry. Is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
And with that spirit in mind, we come together now to celebrate a new stage in the ministry and our beloved Umpqua Unitarian Universalist congregation. And I invite Jody Mitchell, board member, to be that person.
You can hear us. You can always hear me. Are we excited about this morning or what? Yeah. This is an amazing time for us that we've waited for. And this morning, little later on, when I'm up here, we're going to be doing an installation service for our wonderful and dear Eli Poor, who has agreed to come and be our minister. And I'd like to take a moment to give a brief, you can hear me? Yeah. Bio. Eli is a Unitarian Universalist minister on the path to fellowship, a community organizer, and a doctoral student at Pacific School of Religion. Formerly incarcerated and unhoused, Eli has over a decade of experience in national and local faith-based movements focusing on houselessness, economic justice, and trans-liberation. Their work is grounded in liberation theology, harm reduction, abolition, I'll get that word right, and mutual aid, with a commitment to building communities of care, resistance, and collective healing. Eli has served as interim minister for 3 congregations, one in the Rogue Valley at Ashland, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls, during the 24-25 church year. They call Texas home. You can say amen back there. Sharon loves that, Texas, where they live with their partner, Angela, and their blended family. In their spare time, Eli enjoys reading, nature, art, writing poetry, making music, and advocating for justice. I'm going to ask you to turn in your order of service and pull out the insert. Say an installation, words of installation. And you will see there are parts for congregation to participate. So when it says congregation, join your voices together as we move through this installation ceremony. So I'm going to ask Eli to come to the front. Not necessarily, no. You're fine. Eli, we come to you with our hopes and our fears. Will you lead us in building a wonderful, welcoming religious community, not just tolerant, but appreciative of our differences, loving and compassionate of heart, courageous and independent in spirit?
I will.
We come to you with our joy and our pain. Will you listen to us, walk with us, challenge us, and dare us to grow?
I will.
We come to you in celebration and in sorrow. Will you lead us in laughter, join us in tears, support us in change?
I absolutely will.
We're having trouble this morning with our audio and busy.
Okay. We come to you in times of grief, when the flame of life that is visible to us has been extinguished. Will you mourn with us and sit with us in our silence as we find the place of sweet memories and let their histories warm our soul?
I will.
Thank you.
We come to you sometimes in confusion and despair. Will you struggle with us and stand with us, reason with us, and reflect with us as we strive to walk in the Spirit and the ways of truth?
Absolutely, I will.
We come to you overwhelmed by others' needs. Will you keep us in touch with their pain and their worth and bring us renewal to keep on the way?
I will.
We come here, not always understanding why we are here. Will you teach us, listen to us, care for us, play with us? Will you challenge us to stretch and to grow?
I will.
We come here seeking nourishment for our troubled spirits. Will you point out the rainbows, show us the sacred, teach us to sing?
I will.
Will you share with us the joy and rapture and the toil and pain of a working ministry?
I absolutely will.
These are awesome responsibilities you undertake this day. We ask you to search your heart once again. Do you really mean it?
I do, and I will. I come to lead, but you are leaders too. I come to inspire, but you have vision too. I come with gifts, and you bring your talents too. Will you join with me in welcoming everyone to our table? We will. Will you work with me to serve our neighbors, to feed their bodies, their hearts, and their minds as we feed our own? Will you walk with me when our faith is shaken, when our spirits are low? We will. Will you share with me your talents and your gifts and your vision? We will.
I will.
Will you share with me the joy and the rapture and the toil and the pain of our shared ministry?
I will.
These are awesome responsibilities you undertake on this day. I ask you to search your hearts once again. Do you really mean it? We do. Thus do we pledge. May we remember always the spirit of this covenant and the promise of its fulfillment.
Friends, loved ones, let me present to you our pastor, Pastor Eli Poor, and our pulpit. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, goodness, I need a minute to dry my eyes from that one, you all. Oh, I am so glad to be with you today, truly.
Welcome.
To be welcomed into this community, to begin this new chapter together, to imagine and build something tender and brave and full of possibility with you. It's a joy and it's an honor to stand here, and I really can't wait to see what we create together. Also, We're coming together this morning in a complicated time. We hold in our hearts our beloved Donna. The world feels tender, it feels uncertain, and sometimes it feels unbearably heavy. We carry the weight of political violence and division, of systems that wound and exclude, of a planet groaning under the strain of exploitation and climate chaos. Some of us bring personal griefs, losses too raw to name, burdens that weigh heavy on our hearts, fears that wake us in the night. And we come together today holding all of this. We come as we are, tired or hopeful, joyful or grieving, unsure, tender, curious, searching. We don't have to polish ourselves up to belong here. We don't have to have it all figured out. We do that together. We come here not as projects to be fixed or problems to be solved, but as whole people carrying stories, wounds, questions, dreams. Leonard Cohen once sang, and unfortunately I can't do a Leonard Cohen impression, I don't have the bass, but he sang, "Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in."
Yeah.
That's my best Leonard Cohen. That's all I've got, y'all. Our cracks are not flaws to hide. They are openings for grace. And cracks in our world, the injustices, the broken systems, the pain we witness, they're not the end of the story. They're the thresholds, doorways through which transformation can enter if we let it. And so we gather here in a complicated time with complicated lives to do a simple and yet radical thing, to pause, to breathe, to bring our whole selves and all that means into this room and trust that it will be met with love. We come to sing our many stories into one shared song. And here's the thing, all that we are is welcome here. And our joys and our celebrations, they're not naive. They're acts of courage. We don't come here pretending everything is fine. We come here because love calls us together, especially in uncertainty. We come because we know that the world can be cruel sometimes, and tenderness is a kind of rebellion. We come because we still believe, maybe stubbornly, that showing up for each other really does matter. So today, let it be a day for all of it. The joy of new beginnings, the grief of what's breaking our hearts, and everything in between. We bring it all as we are and trust that when we dare to be real with each other, that when we show up with no pretense, something holy happens. And that holiness doesn't just stay here. That spirit that we cultivate spills out into the world. Let's take a breath together. I don't think that it's a coincidence that the word breath and the word for spirit have so many connections and so many languages. If you would, let's just place our hand over our hearts for just a moment. Take a moment and breathe. And feel your heartbeat, steady and alive. You are here, body and spirit, carrying all that you are, all that you hope, all that you've lost, all that you bring in this moment and from all other moments. Now, let's take a moment and look at the people around us. Every person you see, every heart you see carries a story too. We are all more than we show. Now, if you feel comfortable, I'd like you to bring to mind a word or a phrase, maybe even a color or an image for what you're holding today. It could be hope, it could be exhaustion, joy, fear, excitement, uncertainty, or just, I'm here. That's fine too. Lift it up in your mind, whisper it to yourself, or if you're comfortable, maybe say it out loud.
Hope.
Hope. Emergence. Belonging. Now let us speak together. We are here and we are holy together. We are here and we are holy together. With all that we carry, we are here and we are holy together. With all that we hope, we are here and we are holy together. With all that we hope for, we are here and we are holy together.
All that we hope for, we are here and holy together.
With all that we grieve, we are here, we are holy together.
With all we grieve, we are here and holy together.
With all that we hope to build, we are here and we are holy together.
With all that we hope to build, we are here and holy together.
With all that we celebrate, we are here and we are holy together.
With all that we celebrate, we are here and holy together.
And so we make the way here together now. Thank you. So community, this community, all communities are a miracle. And I'm not talking about the kind of miracle that swoops in from the heavens to fix everything, but the kind that shows up in casseroles on doorsteps, it shows up at hospital bedsides, in laughter that bubbles up in unlikely places. We're not here because we always agree or because we always get it right. We're here because something deep in us knows we're not meant to do this life stuff alone. We're here because capital L love in all its stubbornness keeps pulling us back to one another. And I have some bad news. If you came here this morning looking for perfection in others, in yourself, or in me, you'll be disappointed because we are not a gallery of flawless saints. We are a gathering of real, imperfect, coffee-spilling, sometimes grumpy, occasionally late to church, whoops, I forgot to RSVP people. We are committee meeting debaters, last cookie takers, car singers, nose pickers, traffic cursors, folks who sometimes forget to replace the toilet paper roll and leave dishes in the sink. Some of us may have forgotten to wave with all 5 of our fingers to our neighbors on the freeway. You know exactly who you are. It happens. We are gloriously, messily, shockingly human. And I know this is all surprising, right? And yet that's exactly what makes this holy. We are a living, breathing, hot mess of a miracle. We are the cracks where the light gets in. I remember a time when I felt completely unmoored, where I'd lost almost everything, including any illusion of control. And what saved me at that time, it wasn't a hero, it wasn't a handout swooping in, it was people. It was a friend who sat with me in silence. It was strangers in recovery meetings who shared their stories and reminded me that I wasn't alone. It was folks who had next to nothing and still shared what little they had. We didn't support each other out of pity or out of obligation. We acted with compassion because we saw something of ourselves reflected in one another, especially in shared struggle. And we saw one another as worth loving, worth saving, especially when we didn't see it in ourselves, and that in turn helped us see it in ourselves. And that web of connection, woven out of grief, out of laughter, out of uncertainty, and out of real loss, and also small acts of care, it taught me something really sacred, that we belong to each other. Say that with me. We belong to each other.
We belong to each other.
And so we gather here not to be perfect, but to be present. And this sanctuary right here is not the destination. This is the rehearsal space. It's where we learn and practice how to love more deeply so we can carry that out into a world that is starving for it. We will misunderstand each other. We will disagree. Someone will always bring decaf when we needed the real stuff. We might get dramatic about committee meetings. We'll think our way is best. We'll forget things, we'll hurt each other sometimes, but if we keep coming back, if we keep making that space for grace, we will become the kind of community that can hold more than we ever imagined. Holiness doesn't wait for us to be polished. It shows up when we dare to be real. And like light through a cracked window, it often enters through the very places we think disqualify us from belonging. When we don't try to cover up the cracks, the light that enters can pour out into the world. I want to say this clearly. Who you are matters here. Your story matters. Your dreams, your doubts, your grief, your questions, none of these are things to fix before you belong. They are part of what makes you whole. And because you're here, they're a part of what makes us whole too. We need your voice and your courage. We need your wisdom earned the hard way. We need your dreams, your doubts, your grief, your questions. They are the notes of your being woven into the chorus of this community, making it more whole, more vibrant, and more alive. We live in a world that treats us like things to be managed, as if we are projects to be improved before we can be worthy of love or inclusion. And some of us carry that story in our bodies, that we're too much, too loud, too emotional, too complicated, too wounded, too worn, or conversely, not enough, right? Not polished enough, not accomplished enough, not smart enough, not affluent enough, not white enough, not straight enough, not able-bodied enough, not cisgendered enough, not woman or man enough, whatever that means, not committed enough, not faithful enough, not healed enough, not spiritually evolved enough to belong. But I don't want that kind of a place, and I don't want that kind of a spirit. We don't have to be projects. We're not problems. We're souls to be cherished. Our stories are stories to be honored. Ours are lives that hum with sacred music. And every scar you carry is a part of your song. Every doubt and heartbreak is a note in a melody that no one else can play. This community is incomplete without your contribution, and it's especially incomplete without the contributions of the people who most get left out. A symphony needs the depth of basses as much as the bright song of the violins, the steady heartbeat of the drums, and it also needs the silence of the rest in between. If you come carrying grief or shame or uncertainty or any other parts of ourselves that we try to tuck away, you're not out of tune. You're an essential note in this holy harmony. And when you show up for yourself, not just the parts that we might think are acceptable, but our whole unvarnished beings, we can create space for other people to be more fully themselves. It's a ripple effect. Your courage makes room for the courage of others. And this is how we create sanctuary, not by being flawless, but by being fully human together. And that doesn't mean we don't strive or dream or grow, but rather that we start and end with grace. So I'm going to say something that might come as a surprise, but in many UU spaces, intellect has often been prized above heart. We love us a good debate, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have the capacity for reason for a reason, thank God. We UUs, though, we can intellectualize joy and pain and compassion and wonder until they sound like the best peer-reviewed academic journal. But here's what I dream for us: a community that honors head and heart and hands. We can be smart and kind and reverent and irreverent. We can use our minds. We can lose our minds, maybe, find them again, hopefully. We can use our hands to ease the suffering of others. And above all, we can use our hearts. We can wrestle with the hard questions and still hold one another when there are no answers, no easy answers. We can play in the space of mystery. Questions matter more than answers. Credentials matter less than courage. And I do know this, coming from the streets and prison to the pulpit, letters after our names will never, ever mean as much as showing up when someone's world has come undone. So I grew up in a Southern Baptist family, and some of you may be familiar with that too. I heard a lot about something called the good news. And some of you may have also received that particular subscription. And it's the one where God's love felt conditional, where lines were drawn between who was in and who was out, who was saved and who was not. And for a long time, that was the only gospel that I knew. But over the years, in recovery rooms and prison visitation, at kitchen tables and picket lines, at tent cities and gay bars and punk rock shows, and yes, at UU churches, I came to know a different gospel, a different theology, one of belonging, a theology of we. And this theology says that every person carries the image of the divine. No one is left out of grace, no qualifications. Every story, every part, your story, every part, and especially the ones the world calls shameful, is holy ground. And if that's true, the poor, the unhoused, our queer and trans neighbors, our incarcerated neighbors, disabled folks, addicted folks, anyone who is outcast, doesn't fit the mold of what our money and clout-chasing, white, cis, heteronormative, ableist, colonialist culture values, we are not the margins of divine love. We are the heartbeat of it. And when we build our spaces for the inclusion of those with the least amount of power, no one is ever left out. I want to build something with you all, not replace what's already here, but grow it together for whatever time we have together. And what I hope we can build together is not a perfect church, but a living one. It's not a space that hides from the world's pain, but a sanctuary that moves toward it and among it. So let's not stop at welcome. Let's make this love so wide it can't be contained in an hour or in a building or in a person. Let's create a space where intellect and heart are not at odds, where reverence and irreverence meet, and where compassion is stronger than fear. I want to build a table so wide it won't fit indoors. It stretches into shelters, into hospitals, into protest prisons, alleyways, city halls, and voting booths. I want a table that whispers to everyone, but especially those who feel most cast out, you are not forgotten. You are holy. You always have been. No conditions, period. Church is us. It's not this hour. It extends to our grocery store checkout lines, to gas stations, to hair salons. It's casseroles and court support, harm reduction kits and protest signs, vigils and hugs, bedside visits, and a phone call to the person you maybe haven't seen around in a while. It's showing up and building together a community that's strong enough to crack open even despair. And every voice is needed, and it will only be complete if you bring all of yourself, if we all bring all of ourselves, not the polished version, but the messy one, our unvarnished, brave selves. In closing, and I know I'm going over a little bit, I was a little worried about that this morning with the timing. We often sing that beloved hymn, "Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving." But what that hymn leaves out is maybe the most important line from that Rumi poem. And that line is, even if you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come. And beloveds, this is the heart of what goes beyond welcome. We don't have to have it all together. We don't have to be certain. We can come carrying failure and shame and grief and fear and celebration and whatever else we're holding and still be met with love. There's a Spanish proverb by Antonio Machado that says, "Caminante no hay camino, se hace camino al andar." Traveler, there is no road. The road is made as you journey. The path of justice and compassion and community is not laid out for us. It's created every time we show up. Every time we show up fully. Every time we bring all that we are to the building of a more just and loving world. So let's create a table that's wide enough for every story. The cracks in our lives and in our world and even in our work, those aren't flaws. They're not the end. They're where the light enters, where transformation takes root. So let's start today. Let's make the way together, and always in love. I love you. So glad to be with you today. Amen. Ashe, and blessed be. Thank you. Thank you. So it looks like are we going to discussion? Jody, is that where we're, Laleen?
Discussion? Discussion.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Lori. Thank you so much. That was so much. I want to go back home and hear that on the media again and again. I took notes upside down and sideways all over the place. I won't be able to read them, but I'll be able to listen to you again. But one of the things that you said at the end is there is no road. We create the road. We create the road together. And I wrote this in the same line as go beyond welcome, be love. And it's just, thank you so much. That's just awesome. That's like a summation of life. Wow.
And we do that together, right? We do it together. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Cherie, she, hers, her. Oh, I'm so grateful you are here. If I could, you have no, I will dig you holes in the clay. So, first and foremost, I just hope that we jump on the Principle 8, getting that a part of our system here, because yet it hasn't been officially fixed as the congregation. And 2, there is a sing-along, a peace sing-along at the Meadery on October 4th, and there's also an event coming up on September 20th, a prom, LGBTQAI plus at the Methodist Church. Some of us are going, some of us 40-year-old youngsters, everybody's involved. I got glow-in-the-dark clowns I bought from a secondhand store, crowns. So that's where I'm at. Well, yeah, because awesome. I don't have an opportunity to share in the pamphlet because I'm not a member. But I'm going to go through where I would already got this to where it needed to be. So I didn't mean to take up your time, but I didn't have an opportunity or a pathway to get it in the communications, you see.
You are so fine. Thank you so much. Oh, Sharon's back there.
Thank you. Once we were visiting family in Texas, and we were heading west to go camping in Arizona. And this is 2020, and we got caught up in a Trump cavalcade. So they're in El Paso. And I said, Charles, we're in a Trump cavalcade. There was bumper-to-bumper cars. Anyway, we got into the passing lane and out of that. But at one point, the man who was sort of directing them, who was on a bike, is a big dude, right, on a motorcycle. He and I looked at each other, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I knew that it was a shared human moment. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping he did too. And we finally made it to Quartzsite, Arizona, and we were camping out of our car. But because we were camping out of our car, people often assumed we were homeless. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we didn't tell them any different. We didn't go, oh, no, we're not homeless. Sure. We have a home in Idaho. Sure, yeah. But anyway, it was often other homeless people who offered to help us out. With getting the car, a jump in the car or food or whatever. Right. So that was quite 2 different instances, different circumstances of being connected just as human beings.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, those moments are so precious, and I think we have more opportunities for them than we realize. Yeah, thank you. All right. So our closing song is a favorite. It's "We Shall Be Known" by Mamuse. So please feel free to stand if you'd like to stretch your legs a little bit. I know we've been sitting for a while. And sing along. It's a good one. It's one of my particular favorites, so.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these vibes. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the way. this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Jody's going to join us again and talk a little bit about love, and one we love a lot.
You may be seated. As most of you have heard by now and has been talked about this morning, our beloved Donna is at Mercy. She's in room 345, and Gail, who is her sister, and her dear friends are by her side. And Gail has asked that at UUC that we know that Gail cannot be with us much longer. Donna, I'm sorry. Donna's cancer has spread and metastasized to many major organs, and those organs are now failing. Donna will not be able to recover. These are Donna's sister's words that I'm speaking to you. We will soon lose our beloved Donna. Though our doctors cannot say exactly how soon, but it will be soon. Anyone that wants to say goodbye to Donna, please go to room 345 at Mercy Hospital. If you go to visit, we are asking that you please wear a mask. Take her hand. Say to her what you need to say to her. And please don't wait, for this is happening more quickly than we expected. Her sister says in order to combat some of the intense pain, her doctors are giving Donna heavy medication. This means she may or may not be able to respond, but she will hear you. We originally had heard that she would be moving to hospice, but we just this next 2 moments ago got word that that's not going to happen, that she will not be leaving the hospital, that her time is that close. Gail says we welcome visitors to stay for a short time in order to say your goodbye to Donna. Yes. What did I say? So what she's saying is that those were Donna's wishes and words, to come by and say your goodbyes. And we heard such an amazing sermon this morning that really, really spoke about our grief, our pain, all of that we are. And this morning, I know that many of us who are very, very close to Donna are feeling a pain in our hearts. But this morning I ask you to bring your whole self to this. Bring that grief, bring that pain, bring that, but along with that, bring what Donna brought to us. Oh yes, joy, love. How often did she beckon us to bring about that collective consciousness, her words many times, having the collective consciousness of love and peace and hope and lifting it high. And so today, in our pain, let's remember to reach out to one another, touch one another tenderly, and let us be a family of love, a family that celebrates this beautiful journey that Donna is embarking on to the mysteries of the universe. Thank you.
With that thought in mind, our closing chalice extinguishing words are Pat reading Nietzsche condensed. Go out now with hearts in hand and minds renewed. The world is waiting for you. Go out now with your passion and faith to make changes to love. And come together now to take that message out by joining us in our circle with Go Lift It Up.